Let's switch gears now. A big disappointment for Canadian Swifties who traveled to Vienna. 3 sold-out Taylor Swift concerts have been cancelled over a suspected terrorist plot. Authorities say the foiled plan appeared to be inspired by ISIS and Al-Qaeda. Jennifer Yoon has the latest on the investigation.
You belong with me.
It's not what they signed up for, but Taylor Swift fans are trying to make the best of a bad situation. The concert they had hoped to attend called off because of a foiled plot to attack a venue in Vienna. Young Canadians who had traveled just to see her perform now left in limbo.
It was really hard for me because I've loved Taylor Swift for such a long time.
She actually had to ask me, well, Mommy, what's a terrorist?
3 teenagers were detained by police. Austrian authorities say they found chemicals in the house of the main suspect planning the attack, a 19-year-old who had allegedly pledged allegiance to ISIS. Police say the attacker's plan was to kill as many people as possible outside the venue, often packed at Taylor Swift shows.
Paris, Manchester oder Moskau.
The suspect's goal, to create a bloodbath, like at the Bataclan in Paris in 2015 and the Ariana Grande concert in Manchester in 2017.
Islamistisches Netzwerk, wobei bislang
ISIS and Al-Qaeda are back, says Austria's top security official. He says there's extensive propaganda on the internet being consumed by young people. The United Nations Security Council is also warning of heightened risk from the terrorist group today, saying ISIS has beefed up recruitment efforts and in different ways, says this security expert.
We've moved away since about 2014 from people traveling to places where the likes of Islamic State have a strong foothold, and they now stay at home looking at things on the internet, radicalizing themselves in the privacy of their own homes.
Another security expert says while the incident was serious, Canadians should not let fear take over.
Authorities are well aware of the threats around these events and are likely taking precautions as a result.
The Vienna concert organizer plans to refund all tickets of the cancelled event, and Swift's Eras tour will go on. The singer is expected to take to the stage in London next Thursday before heading to Toronto and Vancouver. Jennifer Yoon, CBC News, Montreal.
Well, as you just heard there, Taylor Swift is coming to Canada. She will play 6 nights in Toronto, followed by 3 in Vancouver to wrap up her Eras tour this year. To talk about safety and security, we spoke with Cash Heed. He's a former chief of police for the West Vancouver Police Department, and he told us that the public should be, at the very least, be aware of the potential dangers.
Well, we need to be quite concerned with respect to what is going on, not only from a law enforcement perspective, but people that are going to be attending these particular concerts. Law enforcement has an incredible job to do to ensure not only the intelligence comes into their organization with respect to dealing with this, they've got to be able to respond to it. They've got to be able to make sure that the venue is secure and the people go there and they do it in a safe and secure environment. And this is quite a task that we have now that we didn't have previously. We've always had these tasks for large events such as FIFA World Cup and what's going on right now with the Olympics. We haven't had it to the level we need to for these concerts that are taking place, whether they're 1 or 2 nights or 6 as mentioned in Toronto. But because of the radicalization of our youth and the fact that social media spreads this propaganda and the attraction to have a notoriety, law enforcement has a larger task than they've ever had previously.
When it comes to this diverted or foiled plan in Vienna, it was obviously uncovered in advance. What do security officials look for? How do they look for it in advance? What are they scanning? What are they screening in order to find something that might be suspicious like this?
Well, it's beyond just the local law enforcement. We've got to look at the national intelligence data that does come in. I understand on Vienna, there was information that came in from the United States. We've got to make sure that our federal agencies are looking at all of the data that does come in, whether it's related to a terrorist event at this particular concert or any other terrorist event that may take place here in Canada. we have to ensure that we act on that information, that information is shared. For example, if there is intelligence that's coming in, we've got to confirm whether it's legitimate or not. We've got to make sure we share that intelligence with the law enforcement agencies that have the duty to ensure that it's a secure environment. And that's what I'm hoping is taking place right now. It's shining a bit of a different spotlight and looking at the need for intelligence to come in on just a concert here in Vancouver.
Cash, when it comes to the day of these concerts, the attraction of the concert, it seems to be bigger than just the concert goers going. Tens of thousands of people are showing up just outside of the venues to be a part of it outdoors. How much of a challenge does that add from a security standpoint?
An incredible challenge. And this is not just a one-night event. Usually these events now, with her being such a phenomenon around the world, it's a week-long, at least a week-long event that does take place. And people are going to be coming into Vancouver. So when you're looking at it, you've got to deal with the night that the concert's actually happening, but all of the other security related to it from the minute that people start entering Vancouver. And on the day in question, you've got to put these rings of security up, whether it's 3 or 4 rings. You've got to funnel people through. You've got to make sure that individuals that are somehow related to the concert are there or have tickets to go inside the venue are there. And others that just want to sit around, you've got to protect them also. But those are the actions of usually local law enforcement, which in Vancouver's case will be supplemented by other law enforcement agencies. That's what has to take place at the day of the concert. And if there is an event, there has to be an immediate action plan to neutralize the threat to people that are attending the concert or in the surrounding area.
At least there is still some time, Cash, to get things organized ahead of these concerts, because it does sound like it could be a huge undertaking. Cash, thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
That was Cash Heed, former Chief of Police for the West Vancouver Police Department, joining us from Richmond, BC.